You said we talked about it in terms of the Vikings' decision to stick with JJ McCarthy at the moment, at this time, as you said in your post. You talked about it. We have not talked about it yet. So now it's time to do that. And by the way, greatly appreciate that report the other day when we were all waiting to talk about something while waiting for the NCAA tournament to start. So thank you for that. What can you, more meat on the bones, please, sir? Why did the Vikings make this decision? And it does strike me that there had to be someone in the building who's like, no, we're not going with 41-year-old former Packer here when we got the kid. So can you identify or are willing to identify who that individual in the process was, Tom?
I think first of all, let's take a step back here because
Sure.
there have been some things reported and rumored that I think are, let's say, exaggerated or lacking context. The idea that this was, a coin flip of, hey, do we do Rodgers or McCarthy? Or that, this was they were strongly considering it. They were about to do it and somebody stomped it out. That's not my understanding. Aaron Rodgers wanted to come to play in Minnesota, which shouldn't surprise anybody because a lot of quarterbacks would love to have the setup there with, Kevin O'Connell has had Kirk Cousins play his best football. Sam Darnold plays best football. You get to play with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Aaron Jones behind an offensive line that just got injected with a lot of beef up front. There's a lot of reasons quarterbacks want to come here. When a four-time NFL MVP, who Kevin O'Connell is known for 15 years, reaches out and says, hey, I would like to come there. I wouldn't even, it wouldn't cost you a ton. I would just like to come and play in Minnesota. I think you'd be negligent in your duties to not talk about it and think about it and say, all right, is this the right thing to do? But the other side of this is they have a guy in JJ McCarthy who they have full confidence in to be their quarterback for years to come. This was not strictly about 2025, though when you're a 14-win team coming off of a playoff appearance and you're very much pushing in free agency, bringing in veterans like Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, you're saying we think we can win right now. You're weighing out, all right, what's the best thing in 2025, but also what's the impact on 2026 and 2027 and beyond? If you were to sign an Aaron Rodgers, he might be, if he's able to channel, he's not the quarterback that he was, but if he's able to channel some of that, even at age 41, perhaps in the very short term, he would be more ready to lead the team. But what's the impact of that on McCarthy, who, remember, did not get any reps last year through the entire season? Forget first teamers, any reps at all because he was dealing with a knee injury that required surgery to fix a tear of the meniscus. He had a second procedure done to clean things up in December. He missed out on all those reps. If you have Rodgers in there, he's taken all those reps. So when you're talking about the development of JJ McCarthy, to say nothing of the way that you had drafted him last year with the idea we're going to be able to build around the young quarterback on a rookie contract. We've got cost controlled for 3, 4, 5 years. Even bringing in Aaron Rodgers at an adjusted number, but also delaying the development, that would all change the plan. And so there's a ton of dialogue. There's a ton of respect between Kevin O'Connell and Aaron Rodgers. But when they talked a few days ago, it was made very clear to Rodgers, just this is not, the direction that we're wanting to go. The Vikings, if you pay attention to their press conferences, they never speak in absolutes. They're never going to slam the door on anything because you just don't know, circumstances could change. I know, again, there's been stuff floated out there, but they'll be monitoring closely in the spring. This is more about, listen, injuries happen. Teddy Bridgewater, in the same organization, different regime, but Teddy Bridgewater on August 30th had his knee pop out of place on the practice field, and they had to go, all right, what are we going to do? And they trade a first-round pick to go bring in Sam Bradford. I mean, these are the types of scenarios. Yeah, if Aaron Rodgers is sitting out there and something drastically changes, why would you want to slam the door on the guy who might be your best option? It's kind of like I'm reminded of the quote, Rich, a few years ago when Kyle Shanahan was asked if he could guarantee something about, I think it was Jimmy Garoppolo being on the roster. And Kyle's response was, I can't guarantee any of us will be alive on Sunday. Why would you ever slam the door on something, even if it's a remote possibility? And I think that's the key upshot here, Rich, is again, this was painted by, certain people, and I think things get caught in the echo chamber, and it seems like it's 50-50. This was always a long shot with Aaron Rodgers. Yes, circumstances could change, and they could end up revisiting it. But what I hear from behind the scenes is JJ McCarthy's knee is a non-issue right now. He's put the weight back on. There was some concern about that because when he was shown on the sidelines, he's weighing like 207 to 209 right now. He's working out several days a week at the facility. He looks great. It's just, all right, let's give him all the reps. Let's throw the organizational weight behind this guy. We drafted him there for a reason. We believe this is the dude. We're going to let him work through whatever, rookie growing pains he's going to go through here in year 2, but full belief that JJ McCarthy is going to be the guy, and they hope he's ready to play at a really high level sooner than later.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.